and welcome to the big fight. Now we are a few months away from the general elections and the other elections that are approaching, and it's looking to some people as if there's already some rise in the communal temperatures of the country, which is leading to a concern. Are we going to be heading for a communalized election? Hopefully not. We haven't had one in many years, but are there any indications of that? You started seeing a Rath Yatra, that is, a Yatra that has been taking place in Uttar Pradesh, some politics also over the arrest of a terrorist. So what is all of this actually implying? What is the direction we're going to be taking as we're heading for the elections? And we've got some of the best voices I could think of to talk about this subject all with us out here. It's a really great panel that we've got. So let me start by welcoming Tarun Vijay, Rajya Sabha MP representing the BJP. Great to have you with us. Asaduddin Owaisi, Lok Sabha MP from Hyderabad. Next to him, Prakash Sharma, VHP spokesperson, former convener of the Bajrang Dal. We have Kamal Farooqi, the Samajwadi Party. Aarti Jairath, one of our senior most and most respected journalists. Aarti, great to have you with us. And joining us from Lucknow, Rita Bahuguna Joshi, spokesperson of the Congress Party. Rita ji, why don't I start off with you? When you are looking at the situation right now, and especially in states like Uttar Pradesh, are you seeing a raising of the communal temperatures? And do you think that the elections in 2014, whenever they come, are going to be fought on many grounds that would be considered old, temple masjid issues or communal issues?
Well, in the past 25 years, UP have been quite vitiated by communal politics. After 1985, the communal overtones in UP were growing very fast. And by the time 1991-92 came, and the VHP came as a front face of the Sangh Parivar, and the BJP harped upon and started talking about the temple, building the Ram temple, Advani ji's Yatra, that all actually gathered, or they cumulatively started impacting the atmosphere of Uttar Pradesh. And somehow or somewhere, communal issues started dictating the political issues. And in between, we had the Samajwadi Party with other kind of overtures. Then we had the Bahujan Samaj Party. So caste and communal politics started overtaking general issues, national issues, issues of development, issues of governance, etc.
So is it going to happen again now? Is the basic point I'm trying to make.
Yeah. From 2004 to 2012, they've always tried to communalize the election. They've always tried to rake up the issue of the temples, whether it's Mathura, whether it's Varanasi, whether it is Lucknow, Faizabad, Ayodhya.
Okay.
And even besides that, they picked up the cow slaughter issue, protection of cows. Then they picked up this Ram Setu issue, so many other issues. So
okay,
I feel
Rita-ji,
that whenever the election comes, they pick up these issues. As far as the SP is concerned, they said Parinda Panni Marega, and that escalated into a big communal divide in the state. And thereafter now, meeting the VHP person, Mr. Singhal, who was in the forefront in 1991, having a dialogue with him for 2 hours, has also sent very long signals.
Okay, Rita ji,
so I feel that it may affect the election.
Okay, Rita ji, we got your point. Tarun, do you think that's at all a possibility? Is this going to be a communally charged election or no?
We would never like it to be. We would like the elections to be focused on water, power, farmers' condition, education, especially for the girl child, and how to have the development reach the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes in UP, which are at the fag end of the development stream. But unfortunately, I'm sure Rita ji must have forgotten a couple of other issues, because she was so continuously reviving. She forgot 47, she forgot perhaps 90, 91. She must have added a little more. Suddenly she remembered Advani ji also. So I don't want to comment anything on that, because that is so hilarious and completely irrelevant, whatever she said. But we are shocked and we are surprised that just before the elections is release of some terrorists having links with the terrorists, Congress leaders, very senior leaders from central government visiting like a pilgrimage to the homes of terrorists in Azamgarh, and then trying to reshape that.
You're talking about Digvijay Singh going to Azamgarh and saying the Batla House encounter was fake.
Just a second, Vikram, and then having a Muslim had the largest congregation of the Hindus on this planet, that is Kumbh, to head the Kumbh organization. We never said anything about it. This has to be noted, and we accepted it. Okay, let it be. We will have Kumbh. We never asked whether you will appoint a Hindu as the chief of the Hajj committee. So this is their kind of a secular communalism which they are trying to vitiate the atmosphere. We are trying that let the focus be on the development issues, on irrigation, on farmers, on education, and let anything including the laptop distribution be not on communal or religious considerations. Let it be for the people, by the people, and without any religious connotations.
Okay, where the fault is coming, who's doing more of it, I'm going to come to this in greater detail. Asaduddin Owaisi, is it going to be, are you seeing a rising of the communal temperatures in the country?
I definitely see a rise in the communal temperature, but please understand that apart from what's going on in UP, I feel that there are three kinds of things happening. One, BJP, by talking about what just now Mr. Tarun Vijay said, they are trying to dilute the identity of minorities by saying, no, India first, Constitution is our religion. We have to remember that
saying India first doesn't necessarily dilute.
We say it with pride. We will say 100 times.
Mr. Tarun Vijay, let me complete. Let me complete. Yeah, okay. You know, I am as equal Indian as you are. You know, you don't have a copyright on that. But what I am saying is that constitutionally, my identity is guaranteed. Identity is guaranteed. BJP, by talking about all these things, the vibrant Gujarat and all those things, the identity which is constitutionally with me has gone. Secondly, there has been a targeted attacks on Muslims, whether it is from Gujarat, now in UP. In last 1 year, 100 communal incidents have taken place. These have been targeted and episodic. 34 people have been killed. Next comes Madhya Pradesh, 79. Thirdly, this global phenomena of Muslims being involved in terrorist activities, that is the language that is being used now. So BJP in a very clever way is using all these three things. Once they are showing Modi as the Hindu nationalist and then the governance. But we have to remember there is no difference between BJP and VHP. The Sangh is their soul and they are still bound by the 1989 Palampur resolution. So definitely what we are going to see, it suits Mulayam Singh, because Mulayam Singh, he got 30% in 2009. In last assembly is 40%, and he has lost extreme, all the ground in UP. So it suits Mulayam Singh, it suits BJP, because for BJP to form a government, they require 40 plus MPs. For Mulayam Singh's dream, the so-called dream of becoming Prime Minister, can only be realized if he can get those 40.
So you're saying that it suits both of them, so the temperatures will rise in Uttar Pradesh and that spreads elsewhere. Fine. Prakash Sharma ji, आपको शायद याद होगा 1992 में शायद आपने और हमने काफी समय एक साथ गुजारा था अयोध्या के समय. उस समय आपने शिलान्यास के समय वो था, आप कहा था जो भी होगा हम इस लड़ाई को जारी रखेंगे जब तक वहां भव्य मंदिर नहीं बनता है. 21 साल हो रहे हैं. भव्य मंदिर की बात तभी सामने आती है जब कोई चुनाव आ रहा हो. ऐसा क्यों है?
दो बातें कहूंगा. पहले तो जो आपने प्रश्न किया था, इस देश में सेकुलरिज्म क्या है ये पहले लोगों को पता होना चाहिए. कश्मीर की बात करते हैं हम तो कम्युनल हो जाते हैं, और जब गुजरात की बात करते हैं तो हम सेकुलर हो जाते हैं. राम मंदिर की बात करते हैं तो हम कम्युनल हो जाते हैं. अजमेर शरीफ में इस देश के संसद की अध्यक्षा सरकारी पैसे से चादर चढ़ाने जाती हैं तो वो धर्मनिरपेक्ष बनी रहती हैं. आखिर पहले इस देश में धर्मनिरपेक्षता और सांप्रदायिकता है क्या, इसकी भी तो कोई एक परिभाषा तय होनी चाहिए. और हिंदू की अगर कोई बात करता है तो सांप्रदायिक है, यानी सारे दल राम मंदिर के खिलाफ खड़े हैं और अगर कोई एक दल उसके बारे में संसद में बोल रहा है तो सांप्रदायिक हो गया. इसलिए पहले ये परिभाषा तय होनी चाहिए. दूसरी बात आपने कही 1984 में राम जन्मभूमि में मुक्ति का अभियान प्रारंभ हुआ था. इस अभियान ने अभी तक पीछे मुड़कर नहीं देखा है. पहला नारा था आगे बढ़ो जोर से बोलो, जन्मभूमि का ताला खोलो, ताला खुल गया. तब से लेकर आज तक कोर्ट का निर्णय भी हिंदू समाज के पक्ष में आ गया. आज अगर हम उस मांग को लेकर मैं बिल्कुल बीच में नहीं बोला, मैं बिल्कुल बीच में नहीं बोला, नहीं मैं बिल्कुल मस्जिद थी नहीं. वो पहली चीज तो ये है कि कोर्ट ने
तोड़ा
नहीं कोई मस्जिद थी नहीं. वो हमारा मंदिर था, हमने उस मंदिर को पुनर्निर्माण का काम किया. इट वॉज नेवर ए मॉस्क. मैंने इंटरप्ट नहीं किया.
प्रकाश जी, जो मुद्दे हैं वो हम जानते हैं, हम इस पर बहस करते आए हैं 21 साल से. तो मैं ही
तो हम प्रयत्न कर रहे हैं.
डिस्कशन
आज वहां जो कुछ है राम का मंदिर है, आज जो कुछ है राम का मंदिर है, बाबर का ढांचा वहां नहीं है.
एक मिनट, मैं आपसे एक ही सवाल पूछ रहा हूं. ये जो मुद्दा है, ये जो यात्रा होती है, कोशिश होती है वहां मंदिर की बात की जाए, चुनाव के पहले ही क्यों होती है?
फरवरी में कहाँ मालूम था चुनाव कब है? फरवरी में कुंभ के अवसर पर
2014 में चुनाव होने ये तो सब जानता है।
कुछ पता नहीं, आज मैं पढ़ रहा था कहीं कि पता नहीं ये सरकार इमरजेंसी लगा दे आर्थिक व्यवस्था को देख करके, क्या पता है?
तो अगर इमरजेंसी नहीं होगी तो 4 महीने के अंदर चुनाव होंगे ना?
मैं कह रहा हूं कि फरवरी में हमने कोई चीज अगर डिसाइड की है, अब लोगों को एक फोबिया हो गया है। विश्व हिंदू परिषद का कोई भी कार्यक्रम तय होता है, लोग ये कहते हैं चुनाव से जुड़ा है, और मैं तो कहता हूं चुनाव तक मत आने दीजिए ना। इस देश में संसद के सारे सांसदों ने मिलकर आरटीआई के संबंध में संशोधन किया, अपनी बिल्स के बारे में संशोधन किया। सारे राजनीतिक दल मिले, एक बार उसका समाधान कर दें, संसद में कानून बना दें, हमेशा के लिए मुद्दा पूरा हो जाएगा।
ठीक है। कमाल फारूकी, what was being said at some level out here is that it in many ways suits both the VHP and the BJP to some extent and the Samajwadi Party to raise temperature, especially in Uttar Pradesh, polarize the votes, let this become a BJP and a Samajwadi Party election. Is that what's happening out here?
Absolutely, it is incorrect. Absolutely, it is incorrect. As far as VHP is concerned, everybody knows it, that they are a part and parcel of the Sangh Parivar. Whatever is decided, it is participated down the line to VHP, Bajrang Dal, and BJP supports it politically. Now, as far as this Babri Masjid issue is concerned, now this matter should not be discussed at any forum, because this matter, please, when you are talking,
मैं एक सुझाव दे रहा हूं।
नहीं, आपके सुझाव मैं भी जवाब दे देता हूं, मैं आपको जवाब दे दूंगा।
आप
ढांचा क्यों कहिए? बाबरी मस्जिद कहिए, 1949 तक वहाँ नमाज हो रही थी।
बाबर से आपकी रिश्तेदारी क्या है ये भी बताइए।
550 साल तक
बाबर से आपकी रिश्तेदारी क्या है ये भी बताइए।
कोई भी रिश्तेदारी हो, हमारी रिश्तेदारी होगी, कोई
नहीं हमारी नहीं, आप बताइए ना, आप उसके लिए बड़ा परेशान। हाईकोर्ट का आदर करिए।
अच्छा, हाई कोर्ट के बाद सुप्रीम कोर्ट को खत्म कर दे। निवेदन क्या मतलब है भाई?
मैं निवेदन
आपका इसका मतलब ये लॉ
आप हमें सीख देते हैं कि
It was not a mosque, it was a monument of invaders.
Strictly said this, it was not a mosque, it was never a mosque. High Court said
I'm just feeling, okay, Kamal
Just an invader came and built a
I'm suddenly
monument.
feeling that I'm in a time warp back in 1992.
Really, honestly.
It's like a time warp.
We're really caught in a time warp.
Please allow me to.
Yeah, please.
Yes. What I am saying, that this issue of Babri Masjid, and to them the Ram Mandir issue, Ram Mandir should be there. There should be a Bhavya Mandir. Even Muslims are saying it. They are not, but you cannot demolish a masjid and then do it. Okay, even on that, High Court has taken a view which is being challenged by both the parties. Both Muslims and Hindus have challenged it. Why for 21 years it was in Thandabasta, and suddenly it has come up during the last, we found one gentleman, Mr. Amit Shah, who was there, and the first thing he said that mandir wahan banayenge foreign, when he knows it, that until the Supreme Court is seized with the matter, nobody, Muslims are not demanding anything. Muslims are only demanding, Muslims are saying in so many words, they are saying in so many words, we will respect Honorable Supreme Court's order. And even the Hindu brothers have said, let us wait for this. Then why raise this issue? Number one. Number two is, why the parikrama? Why they were not doing it for the last so many years? Why it has been done right now? Number three, they are having serious objection about Azam Khan Sahab very successfully handling the world's largest congregation. I am proud.
World's largest Hindu congregation, sir.
Sir, world's
and it
largest
was not successful because Azam Khan had to resign. There were serious accidents. Why did he resign?
Please Tarun, don't mix up the facts. He resigned because
is there something wrong with him heading it?
Yeah,
I said this is the sham secularism. He did not object. But will they ever appoint a Hindu as a chief of Hajj committee?
This is my question.
I tell you, Vikram, just now I said, just now.
We never objected.
Just now before this.
Secularism के parameters हैं, इसके बारे में
before
we never objected.
Just now.
Will a Dalit be made a head of RSS?
Why not?
Sir, that is between them. I am not concerned. I am not concerned whether they make RSS. I am not attacking anybody. I am saying number one. Number
40
one,
people died and he had to resign.
Please, Tarun, please have patience. Azam Khan very successfully handled the whole thing very nicely. But for an unfortunate,
before or after he had to resign?
For an unfortunate happening at the railways, for which he was not responsible. But owing the moral responsibility, he resigned. They are preponing the whole thing from April, May to this time when they want to raise the tempers, because in various states the elections are going to happen.
Okay,
we are not concerned about UP only.
But I have some questions. I have some questions to ask you about some of the things that you are doing also, which I'll come to in just a couple of minutes. But Aarti, Where are we headed? I mean, this is.
where are we
I'm suddenly
headed?
feeling that I'm in a time warp.
We're going back.
1992. Other than the fact I was much younger and I had absolutely no grey hair and the rest of it. It's almost the same arguments, the same discussions. It's like being in a time warp.
No, absolutely. I mean, it looks really like we've rewound 20 years ago. And you know, I mean,
It's happening with the economy also, sadly.
Yeah.
It's obviously-
heading to a 4% growth rate.
Yeah,
निर्णय नहीं
so,
होगा तो यही बना
you know,
रहेगा।
we
क्यों
seem to
निर्णय
be
होता?
in really full.
No, and you
Full
know, I mean,
reverse.
really listening to the arguments for the last 5-10 minutes, I mean, honestly, you really wonder, are we back in the late 1980s and early 1990s? And I hope all these young people who are here in your audience, I mean, I hope they will stand up and tell politicians that, look, India has moved on. We are now in 2013. We're a different country. You know, and we have far more serious issues on our hands which we need to discuss and debate. And I hope all these young people will stand up and tell political leaders that please let's not go on debating whether that was a masjid or not, whether there should be a mandir or not. The issue is in the courts. The courts will one day take a decision whenever it deems fit.
maybe not.
Let it
Restriction
just
is
come
about
in there.
only mandir. Restriction is about only
So
mandir.
you got the loudest claps of the day. So obviously the majority of people do agree with that. I'll
I'm
come to them
glad.
and maybe I'll do a unscientific snap poll. But Kamal Farooqi, let me ask you. The statement, for example, that you are making on the arrest of Yasin Bhatkal, who's a terrorist, perhaps one of the worst terrorists in India right now. Are you not doing your own bit to keep communal tempers up?
What I said when somebody asked me about the comment about Yasin Bhatkal, I said, as on today he is being arrested. Let the investigation agency go into the depth of the whole thing. If he is a terrorist, he should be hanged. He should be given the severest kind of
This is the
punishment.
secularism of SP.
Please. This is the
the real secularism of SP.
Please allow me. Please allow me. Please allow me.
At this point, he's
given a
still talking
very
about him being hanged.
patriotic
Carry on. Come on, finish
allow
what
me,
you're
yes.
saying.
This is the secularism.
Please allow me. Yes, this is
Asaram Babu should be hanged within minutes.
No.
And he is not a terrorist. Let the
Asaram
inquiry
Babu
go on
should
and then he should be hanged. What is this going on?
Asaram Babu should also be dealt with the same manner as the 5 boys there in Mumbai and rest of the people in Delhi were handled. Everybody, as far as the law is concerned,
Okay,
equal.
all rapists should be
yes,
treated the
all
same way.
rapists.
If you are making any statement right now which is in any way putting a question mark over Yasin Bhatkal, there's enough evidence and
Not
proof.
on Yasin Bhatkal.
What exactly did you
It is
say?
on the investigation. Just now we have seen it. Just few months ago we have seen it. With lot of bang, every newspaper, every media got the information that one of the hardcore criminal terrorist, Liaquat Ali, has been arrested. What happened afterwards? It was found that everything was wrong and we had to release him because he was the person who
There's a
had come
difference between him and the founder of the Indian Mujahideen.
Sir, what I am saying, unless he is proved guilty, can you say anybody terrorist?
Okay. So
Can you say anybody
I have-
terrorist?
Asaduddin, let me ask you for that. I mean, I think, is it also not correct? So, the Samajwadi Party, for whatever reason it's doing it, at a time like this,
No,
when a
as far as
person-
this is concerned, this is my personal view. Samajwadi
now
Party
these
has
views
not
are
nothing to do
personal.
with it.
Okay.
Now
Do you think-
Yes, I am saying it.
Do you think right now even comments like this,
this?
if we don't want a communal election, do you think comments like this should also be avoided?
No, as far as if you had asked me about Yasin Bhatkal,
Okay, I am asking
I
about
would have
Yasin Bhatkal.
replied, anyone who's the enemy of nation is my enemy.
Yes.
He's my enemy. Now, and Yasin Bhatkal's parents himself have said, I don't know why Kamal Bhai didn't read it, they have said that we have total confidence in judiciary, that's it. So, in these trying times, I hope that wisdom prevails on SP spokesperson, that you have to be careful in giving a statement, because he's a spokesperson.
I'm not the spokesperson. No, I'm not the spokesperson.
Okay,
by
whatever,
the way.
but you represent SP. So, there is no need to talk in such a way wherein your religion of that person is questioned and all this. So, we have to exercise extreme caution, and the courts will decide anyone who's the enemy of the nation is my enemy.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's fair
I have
enough.
to say something about it.
Yeah.
They are showing the footage that how Yasin, that Bhatkal entered the German bakery, offloaded the bomb and went out, and there are, without any proof, they couldn't have done that. That in itself is a message. That in itself is a message that how are they taking the communalism and elections. There is a mixed match of patriotism and advocating the terrorist who is responsible for hundreds and hundreds of deaths of Indian people, irrespective of whatever religion they belong to. And here is Kamal Farooqi, who is standing for Bhatkal. Even his parents are not standing
Absolutely
as
wrong.
much as Kamal
Absolutely
Farooqi.
wrong.
I want to say just one small thing, that this every year, you said that why after 21 years, every year, every third month, every week, there was an activity for Ayodhya, there was an activity in Karsevakpuram, there was an activity in with the Nritya Gopal Das ji, Ashok Singhal ji. It never stopped even for one small day. So don't say that we are remembering it after 21 years. We never wanted to make
When
an
you say
election.
we, whom are you talking about? Are you talking about the BJP?
No.
Are you speaking in your capacity as BJP or
I'm
not?
speaking as a person who had participated there in
Because the
1990.
BJP has spent a lot of time distancing itself also.
No,
we are
distancing. Why should we
development with this.
distance? And secondly, we have moved ahead. Today, the biggest question before nation
are you
is
moved
how
ahead
to
or
get
you
out
not
of
moved ahead?
the
I'm
economic
confused.
mess. Just a moment. The rupee has fallen down and our leaders met the president not on Ayodhya but on economic situation. That is the biggest question, how to get out of this dark box, dark age of the UPA, because the common person wants dal, roti and makan. That is his first priority. That is the Ram temple for us.
So why are we talking about the Ram Mandir?
That is, you cannot speak for me.
Can the Mandir give all these
cannot
things to
speak
you?
for me. You seculars have so much abused us without any reason. We want every Indian to prosper, to become educated, to become rich, to be economically empowered. That is the vision of us for a Ram temple. That is our Ram. If every Indian, irrespective of religion, Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Isai, they all
Sharon, can I interrupt you in full flow now? I'm not disagreeing.
That is the economic supremacy and empowerment is the biggest goal for us, and that is how we want to please our Ram.
If you are defining the Ram temple as the things that you have just said, that they should be prosperous and no one should be hungry and blah blah, nobody is going to disagree with that. Who would ever disagree with that?
There is already a Ram temple. No need to have another Ram temple. There is a Ram temple there. The only need is how to have it a bigger one and according to the majesty and royalty of Shri Ram.
Okay.
That is only.
Okay. We started diverting. Rita Bhagana Joshi, let me get you and then I want to go back to Atiya. Yeah. Are you suddenly feeling that in Uttar Pradesh, what are you going to do? Because you're going to get squeezed out between a certain set of what is being said and another set of what is being said. What exactly is it that you're thinking of doing? Because frankly, Congress got 22 seats last time. It looks as if you're going to slide very far from that level, and if that happens, you're having problems, aren't you?
Mr. Channa, I'm feeling very disadvantaged that I'm not there in the studio because the big fight is going on among the four panelists who are there. Now, I was very happy when I heard the loud clapping of the spectators, audience over there, who said that, which clearly indicated they're not interested in communal issues anymore. And I was happier when this 84 Kos Yatra, which was started by the VHP, was attempted to start by them and supported by the Sangh Parivar, did not have public support. Not a single person in UP who was not a member of their party or of the organization had any interest. They were totally disinterested. So I'm very happy on that account that in the elections, whatever they would be trying to do, the people are going to look at other issues except this. Now, as far as I'm also grateful to Vijay ji for drawing the attention towards terrorism. Vijay ji, my government, my party has already declared internationally that there's zero tolerance to any kind of communalism or to any kind of terrorism in the country. One second, yeah. But you must remember, when you talk about terrorist activities, how did you know that from 2008 to 2010, what happened when Abhinav Bharti and its members were blasting and they were attacking, terrorist attacks were happening in Hyderabad, in Jaipur, in Ajmer, in Maharashtra. So that time, everybody was saying that this has been done by Muslims. But then they were caught. So you should have contradicted it, you should have condemned it, but you all came in support of whether it was...
Okay, so you are telling a lie. You are telling a lie, Rita. I strongly protest it.
You all came in support.
Because we are against any kind of terrorism. We don't decide on terrorism seeing its religious color. You decide on that.
You contradict when it comes to your time. Let your turn comes, you're more easily accessible. But at that time, people were giving comments. in the newspaper. They were even meeting them in the jail. So let me say, terrorism is terrorism. Whether it is conducted by...
Can I ask you a question then? Rita ji, hang on. Rita ji, can I ask you a question? Rita ji, can I ask you a question? Vikram here, can I ask you a question?
Your
Rita ji,
friend
can I ask you a
in
question?
Parliament is now advocating for, betting for Bhatkal. What do you have to say about that?
Okay, hang on. No,
Will you
Rita ji, more pertinent.
Yes, I was coming to it.
Yes.
Rita ji, one second. Can I just I'll add a supplementary question to that. I'll add a supplementary question
What
to that.
Congress has to say
When
about
one of the senior most Congress leaders, Digvijay Singh ji, goes to Azamgarh and starts asking questions there about the Batla House, is that also not playing politics with terrorism?
What the government said, Chidambaram ji said, you know. What the Prime Minister has come on record, you know. What the Congress party spokesperson said, you know. No interference with law and no interference with the judgment of the Supreme Court.
No, Digvijay
So
Singh
what
spoke
the
against
government
Sheila
said,
Dixit. Both are Congress
whatever he
leaders on
said-
Batla House. What do you have to say about
he
that?
was not. Let me say this. Let me say this. My party's stand is that which the party spokesperson puts forth. About Bhatkal also we will say he was wanted. They are trying to say the defense lawyer that he is not the same person. That could be controverted. But if he is a wanted person, then the NIA, the CBI and the police, government should be allowed, or law should be allowed to take its own course. None of us should come and interfere or stand in support of anybody. Because as I said, terrorism is one of the biggest challenges of our nation and we have to unitedly come up against it without considering community and caste consideration.
But Madam, Digvijay
have
Singh
to
ji is in
allow the
Congress.
government to
You
fund.
did not answer Bikram's question. You did not answer his question.
My government, I have. My party has always said
That
on
Ziyarat to
issues like
Azamgarh,
this,
you approved it.
The views of Digvijay Singh ji were his personal views, and
When
the
it comes to
government's
that,
view you
we are
have seen
individual.
or heard. Why? You are doing the same. Your minister in Madhya Pradesh, Vijay Varghese, is fighting over the TV for Asaram Bapu, and your spokesperson in Delhi is saying let the law should take its own course and he should be indicted, he should be punished and legal process should continue. You make double speak, not us.
Okay, fine. So now that you mentioned Asaram Bapu, and before I come to more, some of the more wholesome subjects of what exactly is happening. नहीं, एक मिनट, आप कह रहे थे कि आसाराम बापू के खिलाफ क्यों कुछ नहीं होना चाहिए?
पहले तो मैं
अगर आसाराम बापू,
तीन बातें ऐसी खड़ी हुई जिनका जवाब देना बहुत जरूरी है। पहली चीज तो ये कि इस देश में राम राज्य की कल्पना की गई थी, उससे ज्यादा विकसित राज्य दुनिया में आज तक कोई नहीं हुआ। उस राम का मंदिर टाट में है और यहाँ 60 साल में इतने लोगों ने राज किया है, जरा उनके भवन यहीं दिल्ली में घूम कर देख लीजिए कितने बड़े बड़े उनके स्मारक बन गए। उसकी बात करना ये कम्युनलिज्म है, हम इलेक्शन को कम्युनलिज्म की ओर ले जा रहे हैं। दूसरी बात आपने की थी कि आखिर इस यात्रा की अभी जरूरत क्यों पड़ी? इसलिए जरूरत पड़ी कि अयोध्या में हाई कोर्ट के कह देने के बाद भी राम मंदिर जिस स्थान पर है वहीं पर एक नई मस्जिद, और ये भी सहमत होंगे मेरी बात से, एक दिन चर्चा में इन्होंने भी इस बात का उल्लेख किया था, मुलायम सिंह जी ने ऐसे लोगों को वहां लगा रखा है, केंद्र की कांग्रेस सरकार और उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार मिलकर वहीं पर एक मस्जिद बनाकर जिंदगी भर के लिए हिंदू मुसलमान को लड़ाने का काम करने वाली थी। उसके जन जागरण के लिए, उस बात को सरकार तक पहुंचाने के लिए इस यात्रा का परिक्रमा का आयोजन किया गया था। तीसरा, इन्होंने प्रश्न किया कि समाज का कोई सहयोग नहीं मिला, प्रतिदिन 200 लोगों को आना था, और अगर हमें कोई सहयोग नहीं है तो 10,000 सिपाही लगाने की क्या जरूरत थी? क्यों घबरा रहे हैं लोग? चुनाव वाले भी क्यों घबरा रहे हैं? हमें छोड़ दीजिए ना।
I just want to know one thing.
हमें छोड़ दीजिए ना। हमारे पास
और लोगों को भी बोलने दीजिए ना।
ये नौजवान हमारे खिलाफ हमें करने दीजिए।
प्रकाश जी और लोगों को भी बोलने दीजिए ना, हम भी बोलने वाले हैं। I just want to know one thing, that what does the BJP's apparently prime ministerial aspirant Narendra Modi have to say on all this? Narendra Modi tweets at the drop of a hat. He even sent out tweets the day Sonia Gandhi was rushed was rushed to hospital, from Parliament. But so far,
also.
sorry?
In many languages.
In many languages, that's right. But he is completely silent on the Ram Mandir issue. He has not said anything. And when the VHP went to start its yatra, when they were arrested, he did not tweet anything. So I want to know what is his stand, because after all, if he is going to be the BJP's PM aspirant, he's certainly the head of their campaign committee, we have to know what he stands, where he stands on this issue.
Okay, now, Tarun, can I just ask a supplementary question now? And this again comes down to strategy and tactics, right? What should the BJP be doing? There's right now, you're right, there's a perception in the country that the government has not entirely delivered. There's an economic crisis, there's a lack of leadership, there's a problem in governance, blah, blah, blah. So if the BJP really wanted to be making a pitch for power, the BJP itself, Narendra Modi in particular, and all your followers in Twitter also in general, should be trying to take a slightly more moderate line, because, you know, the people who are supporting Prakash ji are going to be voting for you in any case. You really, to get your 180, 200, 220 seats to win in Delhi, would need to get all the moderates, the fence sitters. You're not going to be getting them necessarily by talking about the Ram Mandir. You will be getting them by talking about governance, by following the Atal Bihari Vajpayee route as opposed to any other route. So is that what your strategy is going to be? I'm just trying to understand your strategy, and that will answer what Narendra Modi is doing.
You said that we will be getting the support of all the Prakash ji supporters. We will be getting the support of every dead Indian who has a dream for India, have a dream for a great, vibrant, dynamic, superpower India, and every dead Indian will vote for BJP in the next elections, I guarantee you.
Okay.
And that is our guarantee. And everything else will be taken care of. We don't discriminate.
No, I'm just asking you, I'm just, okay.
That is a strategy. Our strategy is development.
He is not answering what Aarti has just said about Mr. Modi not tweeting.
That's a very frivolous. I mean, there are 100
Who is
leaders.
it frivolous? Again, you're getting personal.
राम मंदिर निर्माण के आंदोलन को किसी के ट्वीट
Come on, Aarti, don't ask.
राम मंदिर निर्माण के आंदोलन को किसी के
यही सुनना चाह रहे थे हम।
नहीं किसी के ट्वीट की जरूरत नहीं
Come on, we are.
हम तो कह रहे हैं हम 450 सांसदों से मिले इस किताब के साथ।
No, you don't need to tweet.
Vikram, I tell you my experience.
I think everybody in the country needs to know what Mr. Modi has to say on this.
Aarti ji must be having a different viewpoint, but Ram Mandir is a matter of faith, of shraddha, of devotion and dedication for every Indian who believes in the idea of India, irrespective of his faith. Irrespective of his faith, because what Babur built was a monument of invaders, not a temple, not a mosque. So that's what it was, like a re-erecting the Statue of Liberty in Ayodhya. Nothing more than that, nothing less than that.
It stood for
so
freedom
that
of
is what. So, but it should not be politicized. I don't want. I have never said about it. And Narendra Modi, Advani ji, Rajnath Singh ji, Jetli ji, Sushma ji, every BJP person stands for a developed India, for a vibrant India, for an India which is educated, which is militarily strong, no terrorism in India inside, and no threat to our borders.
Okay, so
that is what we stand for.
So hang on. So I'm asking you the direct question that I asked you, which is indirectly linked to this. Are you therefore going to be saying we're going to fight this election not on the basis of religion or communal issues or Ram temple or anything else? We're going to get Amit Shah and others to sit down and be slightly quiet, and we're only going to focus on those issues, development, and how we can deliver better development and better leadership than the incumbent. Is that going to be your strategy?
That is going to be, and that is our, not just going to be, that is our strategy.
So have you told Amit Shah not to go to Ayodhya and talk about the Ram Mandir?
So Aarti, is it clear to you that that's the strategy?
But the first thing Amit Shah did is to Ayodhya and talk about the Ram temple.
Vikram, that
कोई
is such a
राजनीतिक दल हिंदुओं के
prejudiced
पक्ष में खड़ा ना हो,
person. Let
ये
me
चाहती
answer
है।
her.
Now again you're getting personal, Tarun.
I will
Again you're
answer
getting
you.
personal.
लोग चर्चा कमेटी
We
की
have
बात
not
कर रहे
made
हैं।
any personal
Aarti, कोई नहीं सुन पाएगा।
Answer you.
Aarti ji,
Don't be personal.
Give me a chance. Don't
Aarti,
say personal.
Aarti,
What is personal? I
Aarti,
never know you.
question, but don't
What
get
is
personal.
personal? You are a journalist. I am a politician. What is personal? I am answering your question.
Okay, Aarti.
Are we not a Hindu? Listen, Vikram. If as a Christian, as a Muslim, or as a Hindu, I go to a church, I go to a mosque, or I go to a temple and offer my, Pushpanjali at the lotus feet of Shri Rama, you object to that. Amit Shah is a
objecting?
as much Hindu as you
are
are or
objecting.
as I
We're
am.
only
He went to
asking
see.
whether that is
I
your
don't
poll
know, that's the
plank.
point she's making.
We're only
Ram
asking
Mandir.
whether that is your poll plank. We're
One
not
question, what
objecting.
do you
Of
mean?
course, you're
Why you
entitled
see?
to every
Why you
faith,
see a
any
Hindu
faith
going
you
to a
have.
temple of pole playing and not a Muslim advocating for a terrorist and a traitor like Bhatkal, a very secular thing. That is secular for you. And Amit Shah going to Ram Mandir is a criminal for you.
Aarti, you want to respond?
You know, what can I say? I mean, is there any argument
you
to
don't
this
have
kind of
anything to say.
prejudice
No, no,
argument?
let her finish.
It's so
Structure committee की
prejudiced,
बात कर
and you
सकते
talk
हैं,
about
एक
people
मिनट,
being prejudiced.
प्रकाशी.
You are equally prejudiced,
No, not at
and
all.
you've got such a
I-
closed
I-
mind.
I
It's so
started-
narrowly focused on only one thing that you're not able to see anything beyond that. And you know, it's really sad.
I see
It's
rupee.
really- no, and
I
it's
see
really
rupee.
sad because this is India of 2013. We need to stop talking about these issues. We need to start discussing, as you yourself are saying, we need
Only
to
you
discuss
are
issues of
speaking, I am
development.
speaking about water, power, development,
That's right, that's
education.
right.
That's
Only
right.
you
So,
started
One
about
second, can I mediate this? Hang on. You're saying nobody should have an objection in anybody going and worshipping in a church, in a temple or in a mosque. I think everyone will agree with you. Absolutely no question. Everyone should be entitled to do that, whatever their faith is. This is, after all, India is a secular country, doesn't mean India is not a religious country.
They can't do परिक्रमा, उसमें प्रतिबंध लगा दिया जाएगा.
One second. That's a completely
ये
different
है,
issue.
ये बिल्कुल है.
Completely different
सरकार ने
issue.
रोका.
You are
It is
allowed
not
to.
different. It is not. ये आप इस बात को
परिक्रमा एक बात है, कह रहे हैं कि अगर आपको
नहीं कर सकते, परिक्रमा तय करने का काम भी अब उत्तर प्रदेश का चीफ सेक्रेटरी बताएगा कि, और वो भी बताएगा कि मई और जून में हिंदू परिक्रमा कब होगी. यानी परिक्रमा जो है वो अब अंग्रेजी महीनों से होने लग गई.
हिंदुओं के नए महंत हो गए
नए
हैं।
महंत.
Actually, the chief priest of Ayodhya, of the,
The only
he's
1%.
He's
You are
the one
missing
who
only
said,
1%.
he's the
और
one who
हजार
said
लोगों ने
that
जो
this
कहा वो
parikrama
इनको
has
नहीं
to be
दे रहा.
done in the
यही
month
मैं
of
कहना चाह रहा हूं.
Baisakh.
इस देश में सच्चर कमेटी की बात कोई करेगा वो चलेगा. राजनीतिक दल कहेगा कि सच्चर कमेटी लानी चाहिए वो ठीक है. वो कहेगा आरक्षण देना चाहिए वो ठीक है. लेकिन अगर हम कहेंगे कि राम मंदिर बनना चाहिए तो नहीं होना चाहिए, वो विकासवाद है.
Prakash ji, one sec. Tarun.
Just 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Just 10 seconds. Actually, Aarti's response is already there by my brother Vijay, because he has said that as far as Modi ji is concerned, he will not tweet and all those kind of things. He would always remain a plank, what the earlier has been said, a kind of Makota. But the other people, like my brother, they will continue to raise this kind of issue. So there are always two faces. There are two faces. There are two faces. One is which Modi ji is going
Are
to
you
do.
now saying that Modi is a mukhota for... You are accusing Mr. Narendra
We
Modi
don't
of being a
need any
mukhota
mukhota.
for Prakash Sharma.
We don't need
I don't
any
think Mr.
mukhota.
Modi will be...
Is he a
particularly
mukhota
happy
for
to-
Bhatkal?
Okay. I mean, the question that is being asked is your poll strategy. Because if you're looking at this purely from the point of view of political science, you will say, here is the BJP's core vote. They're likely to get this anyway. To get more than a certain number of seats, the BJP needs to get some of the undecided, some of the center ground. The BJP needs to capture some of the center, like you did when you had the NDA government from 1998-99 till 2004. In the Atal Bihari Vajpayee years, you captured the center, which is why you were able to rule in Delhi. To be able to form the next government in 2014, you need to capture the center. So therefore, you can't scare the center away by raising some of these issues, just like the NDA under Mr. Vajpayee did not talk about these issues. So I'm trying to understand what your strategy is, because that will help answer our question of whether we're heading for a criminalized
Sure,
election.
Vikram, thank you very much. Who gains diverting the public attention from price rise, from the fall of rupee, from a bad economic situation? Who gains? Congress or the ruling party in UP?
I agree. So I'm wondering why you're doing it.
That's the reason. By communal divide, who gains in successfully diverting the public attention? Those who are responsible for the bad economic situation. We are,
So now you're
we
saying what
are
I'm
focusing.
saying. So you're saying exactly what I'm saying, that it doesn't make sense for you to be doing
so
this.
these are the people, Congress, a friend, and Samajwadi Party, a ruler in UP, they are trying to have this communal divide. We are focusing on the fall of rupee, on taking India out of this economic mess and making India again as vibrant and great as it should be.
So your
India
poll-
does not deserve this kind of a bad governance.
Okay, so now you have swung from your strategy being somewhat more similar to him to being more similar to what Aarti was saying in that one comment, because I'm not disagreeing with you.
Don't compare.
I think there's tremendous
never
confusion
knew.
in the
This is
BJP,
our
it looks to me.
strategy. Since very first day, We want that every Indian should be a developed Indian, educated Indian, prosperous Indian, militarily strong India, and they want to divert the attention of the people. That's why reason both of them are trying to communally divide UP and the rest of the country.
Mr. Owaisi,
if I was going to election, I would raise the issue of why is it that the biggest minority of this country's per capita expenditure per day is the lowest than the Hindus and the Christian Sikhs. Why is my per capita income lowest? Why is it that, what Tarun talks about, development. You see, please don't get carried away. When he speaks, I'm reminded of Hitler's language. Because Hitler also talked about a strong Germany and a strong army. And what happened in the end, we know. So this whole talk about, I started initially this debate by saying that BJP is talking about a majoritarian kind of democracy, which is dangerous for India. Our democracy is participative democracy. That has to be, representative and participative democracy. What Tarun is aiming for is a majoritarian democracy, wherein the program of BHP, and how can we trust BJP when BJP still stands by, and Tarun will corroborate with me, the theory impounded by Pandit Deendayal Upadhyaya, integral humanism. And integral humanism say that Muslims cannot be nationalists.
No, wrong.
So,
you are false.
So can you,
are you
disowning?
I challenge you here.
Are you disowning?
I challenge you here
let me complete. Please let me complete.
Integral humanism
please
is
let
for
me
every Indian,
please let me complete. I know, Tarun, please.
You have never read it.
Please,
I cannot accept.
Please let me complete. Please, I know truth hurts. I am quoting to you. I am quoting to you. Please.
Mr. Owaisi,
I am quoting to you from BJP website.
This is verbal terrorism.
Paragraph number 12. Page number 5, paragraph number 12. Please read the discussion which happened between Guruji. That is what integral humanism, Tarun.
You are completely
I am not like Samajwadi Party who don't read. I have read it. And that is why I am saying, are you still stand by it?
Can I one sec? We are diverting. If we're going to get into discussion of integral humanism, we're going to be here
this kind
for the rest of the day.
Debate with an ignorant person who has never read
Baba,
the book.
it is on your website.
Paragraph
on your website. I am quoting to you. You prove me wrong.
Kamal Farooqi, you confine yourself only with Bhatkal. Rest of the India we will take care.
No, I am here. I can take care of you. Don't worry. Leave us with Kamal. I am here.
Okay. Can I, on that rather entertaining note, can we just please take a break? And I want to come back and get the audience in, and let's get a sense of what the audience actually thinks about this. What sort of an election do they want? And the young people who are going to be voters, many of them for the first time, what is it the issues that they're going to be looking? Is it going to be some of these issues which, as Aarti was saying, maybe date back to 20-25 years, or is it going to be the issues of 2013? And what are the issues of 2013? We'll find out after this break. Welcome back to The Big Fight. Let me now turn to the audience and do some completely unscientific snap polling before I take comments. How many people, and this is just an unscientific poll of the people here, how many of you think that communal type issues or mandir masjid issues are going to influence your vote in the next election? Okay, 2 people said that. Why is it going to influence your vote?
Because
everyone else said that it's not going to influence.
I would say burqa of secularism is far more dangerous for me than nakedness to communalism.
Okay, fine. That's a common taken. Fine. Let me see. Get some other viewpoints. Gentleman there. Yeah.
I have in fact a different question to Rita ji and all the ruling parties who are either in the central or in the respective states. Are they not doing the communal politics indirectly by offering the freebies or goodies to the minorities in place of competition, which is hurting the deserving candidates in different sectors?
Gentleman there.
Sir, my point is that I myself am a devout Hindu and I'm proud of that. But I know that religion cannot influence my vote, because I will vote for the one who will guarantee me that he will make economic prosperity his issue.
Okay, the lady there, yeah.
We have come at a point where social growth is very important for our country. And आपके राम जी से या आपके अल्लाह से उन बच्चों का भला नहीं होगा जो फूड पॉइजनिंग से मरे थे. उन लड़कियों का भला नहीं होगा जो ये डर से बाहर निकलती कि उनका रेप ना हो जाए और बाद में पॉलिटिशियंस कमेंट करें कि उसकी गलती थी. She asked for it. So and let me tell you people, when we are here, we don't want to listen to all this. Why? Because this distracts us from politics.
See, I would like to add maybe in her point, irrespective of caste, creed, we are talking about communalism, we should talk about nationalism, wherein nation comes first, and then God, and then maybe our last would be a religion. So that would be...
Well said. Fair enough. I'm sorry, we have far out of time. We can continue this after this. I'm going to get final thoughts from everybody on the panel. Really short, please. We're really out of time. Aarti, I'm going to start with you.
Yeah, Vikram, anybody who's going to try to communalize this election, I think is going to get a big shock when the results come in, because I do not think the mood in the nation is to have this Mandir Masjid fracas starting all over again. That is not the mood today.
Okay.
I will 100% agree with her.
That's it. So it's not going to be a communal election.
100% agree.
Including the Samajwadi
I am
Party.
100% agreeing with her.
Yeah, Rita ji, your final comments on the show.
Whether the BJP and the Sangh Parivar want to discuss issues of development or communal issues. Now they are saying they want to discuss developmental issues, but they do not want to discuss. They have divided their functions. The Sangh Parivar, headed by the VHP, will keep on harping upon religious issues, and the BJP and their leaders will keep silent, not restrain them, and talk about other issues. But the issue is, why are they hiding behind religion and communal politics? Because their rule of from 1999 to 2004 was a dismal failure. They were the worst governance that India saw.
Are you saying it was worse than what we've been seeing for the last 4 years?
Yes.
I'm telling you, and they have nothing
India.
to offer. Let me say, India has passed, or the world is passing through the worst economic crisis, and we have become victims of it to some extent. But they do not have anything to offer. Have Mr. Modi or has the BJP come up with any definite program of how they would redress or retrieve the situation? No.
मुझे लगता है पहले सेकुलरिज्म और कम्युनलिज्म की परिभाषा तय होनी चाहिए। आप जो चाहें, आप जो तय कर दें वो सेकुलरिज्म है, और आप जो तय कर दें वो कम्युनलिज्म है। हमारे अपने मुद्दे हैं, और इस देश के बहुसंख्यक समाज होने के नाते कोई भी राजनीतिक दल हो, कोई भी सरकार हो, उनके सामने अपनी बात रखने का हमें लोकतांत्रिक अधिकार है, और राम मंदिर का मुद्दा उठाना ये कम्युनलिज्म कहीं से भी नहीं है।
Okay. Asaduddin Owaisi.
I am for development, but please understand that without security to minorities or any Indians, we cannot have development. The ethos of this nation is pluralism. BJP is going to the elections with Modi's Hindu nationalism. They are going with 2 M's now. One is Mandir, other is market. I hope the people of India realize that this language of development was said in 1940s also. We don't want to go back in time. We want a pluralist India with development.
Okay. Karan Vijay, final thought.
My nation is my God. Till a single Indian, irrespective of his caste, religion and state, goes to sleep with empty belly, my worship is not fulfilled. I want a strong, economically empowered, educated, cultured, civilized India, and that's my dream.
All right, and that's actually, if that's the dream and that's what you're going to ask for votes for, I don't think anybody's going to disagree with that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid we're going to have to call it a truce or a pause in this particular episode of The Big Fight. We will, of course, continue to have a lot of special programs in the run-up to the elections on what exactly the mood of the nation really is, what are people going to be looking for, especially the young people, as we head for this election. A lot more of that is coming up, but for the moment, from all of us here on The Big Fight team, bye for now.